Hello, this is Joe83, and this is round 2 of AOR in Season 17, which is the first race that I'm taking part in this season, which is pretty exciting. I'm in a new tier. I'm in F3 this season because of slightly less sign-ups, and I've also improved since the beginning of last season quite a bit. So we're here at Bahrain. I wasn't in Australia because I was away in North Wales having a lovely time, and now going into the Bahrain Grand Prix. It is a middle tyre quali, obviously, as why wouldn't it be? So out on the mediums this time. I was feeling quite confident. I think there's a few drivers here who I raced with last season, and I was similar pace with those, and then the rest of them are all from lower tiers, so I feel like I should be quite near the front, which is good because I haven't had a win in almost 2 years now, so that'd be quite nice to actually hopefully get a win this season. Could even be this race, but now coming onto the end of my medium lap. It's been a pretty good lap. I'm in the Tobu this season with my teammate Kezimodo, who I'm good friends with in real life as well, so I'm coming up to the line. It's going to be 28.3, so not a bad medium time. My personal best was a 27.3 on softs, which was an absolutely unbelievable lap, so I don't expect to get near that. But now this is my best lap in quali on the soft tyres at the end of the session. Currently third place on the medium times, but obviously most people haven't set a competitive time on the softs yet, so times will be improving a lot at the end of the session. Braking just after the curb starts, down to second gear, trying not to hit the inside curb, done that pretty well there, getting good traction through turn 2 and 3, not hitting the curb too much, trying to get past all these cars. Kez was trying to give me slipstream, but failed massively. And if anything, just put me off, which was helpful. And I'm going down towards 100 meter board, breaking into the 100 meter board, third gear, short into fourth and exit, a little bit oversteer, but it's doing a good first sector. Not great because obviously I'm only a 10th up on medium time, but now coming through the middle sector, breaking just at the green triangle on the left, but I broke way too early there and way too much, so that's really not been a good hairpin there. I think that's turn 8 that I completely messed up, so it's not been the best lap. It's not going to be an unbelievable lap, definitely. Try not to lock up, hitting the inside curb nicely, that's been pretty good. Try to get good traction into hot lap mode and overtake mode once you get in the higher gears. Going down towards the final sector, S section now, braking just after 100 meter board, down to fourth gear, hitting the inside curb nicely, running it wide, not too far as the curb though, and I'm leaving it in sixth for the engine braking into the next corner, not hitting the inside curb because that will pretty much spin you out, and now braking just after the sector time split, and we're 4/10 up, almost cutting the corner there. That would be pretty bad. We're 4/10 up, but it's only 4/10 up on a 28.3, so it's not going to be amazing. Down to overtake mode and hot lap for the last corner, braking about 80 meters, down to third gear, a little bit early on the brakes there, hit the inside curb, run it nice and wide, not over the track limits though, and I kind of decide it's going to be a half a second improvement up to a 27.8, which is okay. It's not great, but it's still decent, so it's probably second at the minute, but then by the end of the session, I actually try to go for another lap straight away, you can see, and I'm going on second gear, pretty good first corner, but then loads of oversteer on the exit, on the traction, so I've lost like 4/10 there. There's no point finishing the lap, so unfortunate, but yeah, 27.8 the best I can get, which has left me in 7th place behind quite a few drivers. Totti on pole, Pickles second, Gymnast third, who I raced with last season, and Pickles as well. Tapan, who I was with season 15, Weasel was in my tier last season, and then me and Kez and Toro Rosso 6th and 7th. So yeah, going to do a one-stop strategy, soft onto medium tyres, pitting around lap 10. Yeah, so I feel like I could have done better that quali, but unfortunately didn't get the lap together, and that's left me in 7th place, which I feel like I can improve on in the race. So let's try and get a good start. And the 5 red lights are coming on now for the Bahrain Grand Prix, round 2 of AOR season 17, and it's lights out and away we go. And I am notoriously bad at starts for some reason, and that's happened again. And you can see Pickles is even worse than me though on the inside, so I'm upper places on him, but there's someone on the inside. I'm going to just try and play it cautiously, try not to take damage. Kez has got an unbelievable start. He's up the inside line as well, so he's up into third already. And I've got Cameron outside, got leaving space. It's Pickles actually after this poor start, I think from second on the grid. And now I've got Hugo Warren behind me, so trying to go defensive on him, but I've gone very narrow, which means I'm going to break very early, and he's going to go around the outside. Can he hold that there? Iron Weasel has gone wide after being overtaken by his teammate Pickles, and now Hugo Warren going around the outside. He's going to have the inside line for the next corner, so I've got to get in that position. So I'm down one place, but Iron Weasel and Hugo Warren going side by side now. Can I see it on the inside? There's a bit of contact there. Can I go around the outside? Turn 8 now, maybe, but not quite. Just trying to play it cautiously. It's almost a half spin there, so I've got to back off, and that's allowed Riley boys to go around the outside as well. And I think there's Joker behind me. So coming down towards the lock-up corner, just playing very cautiously. Joker's gone flying up the inside, a little bit of contact there, lucky to not get damage, but Riley Boy's gone around outside. So I'm down another place, and Joker is still alongside me. So we're battling now for 9th, when I could be right, like I should have, if I got a good start, I'd been right up there, but unfortunately, Joker is now up the inside. Got to leave him just about a bit of space on the inside, try not to hit his rear tyre. And unfortunately, I'm down to 10th, so I've lost 3 places on the first lap, which is not good, because I feel like I've got more race pace than a lot of these drivers, because yeah, I did quite a bit of practice for this race, so yeah, I got to try and get through him quickly, trying to hold onto the back of Joker and get in a slipstream, losing overtake mode and rich mix down the back straight to stay with him. And now braking just at the 100-meter board on the heavy fuel, obviously, and now down to third gear, trying to get a good turn in, short shift to fourth and exit. Totti is in the lead. You can see it is at the fastest lap, and now into the overtake mode in the slipstream Joker, but he's got slipstream off of the hards ahead. I think it's Riley boys. And now coming down towards the first corner. We're not really close enough for a move. I'm going to try and brake late and just see what I can do. And just about maybe thinking about the inside, he's broken pretty early. I've got to try and leave in space, and he hit the inside curve pretty heavily. Shamil's on the outside, and he's going to go through it and dink my front wheel and give me damage. So yeah, Shamil went around the outside. Fair enough. It's a fair enough move, but that's going to leave me in a very compromised position for the rest of the race. But I think that's a racing incident. He showed me his POV, and he didn't get there was no contact on his screen, so it's probably a bit of lag. But unfortunately, that I've got damage now. So Catherine and Siren Rage have gone through, as well as Cal and Teasdale. So yeah, losing positions hand over fist. The fourth suspect is around the outside as well, so I'm going to try and outbrake him, but he's just about around the outside, trying not to hit the back of Catherine as well. So I'm not going to pit, because I still think the fastest way of completing the race is to just stretch it out to lap 9 or 10 and do the one stop on mediums. But the four suspects now got on the inside. I'm maybe trying to live switch back, but no, his traction is too good. And now going down towards the second DRS zone of the lap, and LR Blazer Guns is now right behind me for last place. So yeah, this has really not gone well in the first two laps. I've doubled my grid position, which is great. And now Blazer Guns is all over my back end. This corner is going to be absolute torture. You can't take it flat with this damage, and he's going to go up the inside, and he's going to brake pretty late there. I'm just going to try and take the apex and go back up the inside of Blazer Guns and hold that position for now into 15th, which is yeah, a bit painful to say, because I feel like I should have been a lot higher. But now coming down towards the final corner, just about holding it ahead of Blazer Guns and trying to get a good traction, so he doesn't have a chance. It's turn one. All I can really try and do now is try and get in the slipstream of the guards ahead, and you can see it feels like lap 4, and Catherine and default suspect are battling, which has helped me close up a bit. And I can see just about going around the middle sector. Got a little bit of a gap to Blazer Guns. He isn't close enough for a move. Catherine's gone very wide there, so it's giving me a chance of taking the inside line and getting a good exit. She's got a pretty wide entry though, so it's going to give her good traction. We've both got DRS. I've got the overtake mode and rich mix. She's going to go defensive. I'm going to try and break just at 100-meter board. Obviously, the damage means it's pretty difficult to take this this section nicely, because I'm getting so much understeer. But we're going to try and take the inside line, which is then going to be the outside for the next corner. Trying to leave space on the inside. Don't want her to squeeze me out. She's very kindly leaving a lot of space, which is I wouldn't really have expected. We're running outside of the third last corner, or second last corner now, and we've got Rich Mix and overtake mode still alongside Catherine. We're losing quite a lot of time to the fourth suspect now, going side by side everywhere, but it's been pretty good battle so far. And I've braked 100-meter board, trying to line up a switchback move. She's going to hit the inside curve pretty hard. I've got the inside line, and we're side by side now down the straight. This time I've got DRS. I don't think she has, because we're too far from the fourth suspect, and that's going to mean I'm at the inside, got a quite a nice overspeed down towards turn 1. I'm going to take that position into 14th place. You can see on the map, it's quite a big train. I think up to like 5th is that. It must be quite close to that sort of range. So if I can just keep the pace up, I might be able to have a chance of closing up to the tail end of that pack. You can see on the same lap, lap 5, VSC deployed. I'm not sure what this is for, but there's Hugo Warren and Joker are out of session. The two McLarens have come together, I think. Hugo Warren and Joker, both there, have retired from the session, so that's going to be 2 free positions. And I don't quite know what's going on here, but the fourth suspect is going very slowly, so I'm going to take that position as well. Whether that's fair or not, I don't really know or care, because yeah, he was just going extremely slowly, so I took that position. So I'm up into 11th now, and the VSC is out. I'm not going to pit, because I don't think I can get to the end on the mediums. It would have been quite a good strategy, but Stubborn Gymnast has actually gone for that strategy. You can see he's on the medium tyres now. He started on super softs though, so he didn't have much to lose. I see VSC ending now, so that's me up into 10th because of Gymnast pitting, and you can see lap 9 now, so I'm going to pit. Catherine has stayed with me, but I've also closed up quite a bit to Callum Teasdale, so the pace hasn't been terrible, and it makes me feel like what could have been really, but yeah, never mind. Braking just at the grass that sticks out on the right, that's where you need to brake if you don't want to speed into the pits, if anyone needs any help with that. And now going into the pits, Pickles has also pitted this lap. I don't think he had damage, so it's a pretty early stop. I would normally go 1 lap longer, or maybe 2 laps longer, because the mediums do start wearing quite a lot towards the end of the race. You can see I'm going to lose about 5 seconds extra changing the wing here onto the medium tyres. It's going to leave me probably close to last place. I don't quite know where the fourth suspect is. Can't see him on the mini-map yet, but yeah, it's going to be maybe 13th, or no, here he comes, down into 14th place, so it's going to be last with 19 laps just on these mediums, which should be a fairly easy task really. They don't wear too much, especially if you're good on the tyres, which I tend to be alright on my tyres. Callum Teasdale's gone very wide there on lap 12 now. A few hours later, I obviously I lost 5 seconds to him in the stops with changing my wing, but somehow caught up to him straight away, and I just had the fastest lap, which, yeah, that sort of shows where I could have been if I hadn't had such a bad start. And now Calentese are going defensive, going to try and break around the outside, outbraking him a lot, giving a little bit of a squeeze, and unfortunately, I've been spun around, which, yeah, I don't quite know whose fault that was. I think he said it was his mistake in the group chat afterwards, but yeah, I maybe shouldn't have squeezed him quite as hard on the entry, but I just thought I broke way later. I didn't think he was alongside, so yeah, that's unfortunate. You can see we didn't get damaged, so I've been able to push on, and we've caught up to Catherine now, so my pace has been really good. I've just been sort of on my own at the back of the grid, but my pace has been pretty good. Catherine's going very defensive, got the DRS on her once again. And we in the slipstream got a lot of overspeed into 8th gear, trying to swing to the outside, trying not to make contact this time, braking just after the curb starts. She's going to brake pretty late, going to leave space on the inside, and swing it all the way around the outside, up into 11th place, and you can see a default suspect just ahead as well, so hopefully I can get on the back of him very soon as well. We've disposed of Catherine pretty quickly, and she's not quite close enough for moving to the next corner, so braking just at 100 metre board, and making sure she can't send one at the inside, down to 3rd gear for the better turn in. And now going down towards middle sector, just trying to keep it ahead of her. We're purple in sector 1 again, although this time probably helps quite a lot by the slipstream and DRS I got down the pit straight. But yeah, my pace has been right up there with like the lead pack, so pretty annoying that how badly the situation has been with the start. The first lap and a half, or 2 laps really, were absolutely horrific. And yeah, otherwise I could be right up there, probably battling for like a top 5, top 3 maybe, so yeah, a bit annoying, but we've got DRS on default suspect now. You can see how much I've gapped Catherine on just that half a lap. And default suspect, obviously, I raced with him last season. I think I'm a faster driver, definitely at my best tracks, which Bahrain is one of my better tracks. I'm definitely a faster driver than him. So hopefully I can get with him pretty quickly. I know he's a pretty fair driver as well, so braking down towards the turning pretty early there actually, which isn't good. We're going to run wide, which is going to lose me a bit of time. But we're in the slipstream, and Catherine is about a second back, so I've really gapped her a lot in like 1 or like 1.5 sectors really. And I'll break it 100 metre board, trying to get on the 4th suspect, and 3rd gear, 4th gear on the exit obviously, and going down towards the pit straight. He's just ahead of me, but obviously slipstream and DRS is pretty broken at this track, especially if you have rich mix and overtake mode. And he has no DRS, so it's going to be very powerful. Swinging to the outside, braking pretty late, and it's going to be a bit closer this time because I was a bit further back. But swinging on the outside, he's still there, so got lean space on the inside, but then got the position done into the next corner, down to turn 2 and 3, and now going very defensive. He's got a pretty good overspeed, and I'm trying to squeeze him to the outside, and now braking on the board. And he's going to swing around the outside. He's braking pretty late, but just about holding the inside line, forcing him out over the curb on the exit. And now I can try and set about catching Sim and Rage and Shamil, who are battling very hard here for 7th place actually. So I've actually caught them up about 6 laps later. So my pace has been very good. If I can get 7th, I'll be very happy considering what's happened. We can see Sim and Rage and Shamil going side by side everywhere. I think that's also helped me catch up quite a lot because they're battling so hard. And I'm going down towards the start of the final sector on the 3rd last lap. So there's only 2 more to go after this one. Try and brake pretty sensibly. Don't want to go for anything stupid as they're battling very hard. They might not realise I'm going for something or anything. So just trying to stay with them. Got rich mix and overtake mode. They're probably low on ERS because of how hard they've been battling, I assume. You hear Jeff telling me that tyres are not doing well, which is bad. I think they're on about 70% at this point. So tyre wear was a bit of an issue later in the race. But Sin and Rage now and Shamil going at it. So Sin and Rage has the DRS on Shamil, the slipstream as well. So he's going to go to the inside. Shamil moving pretty late on the straight there. Sin and Rage going to swing it to the outside. I'm going to try and take advantage, but no, they just about hold position. I can't do much to get past them there. And Shamil is going to hold that 7th place for now. But the final lap of the race now, I've dropped back a bit. I think my tyre wear is pretty poor. And now going on to the braking just after the curb starts. They're going very hard at it. Shamil's locked up, gone pretty wide. I'm going to take the advantage. Got the inside spin and Rage and running outside turn 2 now. He's going to leave his space on the outside. And I've just about oversteer, but just about hold it. And we're up into 8th. And now trying to close on Shamil, but it might be a bit too much to ask for at this stage. But yeah, I've got past him and Rage. Going defensive into turn 4. A little bit sliding on exit with the worn tyres. But he's going to maybe swing at the inside. But just about backs out as a pretty sensibly. Don't run side by side through here, especially when we're trying to stay with Shamil, just in case he has penalties or anything. There's always a chance. And now breaking down towards the hairpin, the sector, getting that pretty right there. Shamil is just a bit too far ahead. I don't think it's going to be an on-track pass because he's a little bit too far ahead to hope for that. But yeah, if he has penalties, it's good that I'm with him. So as long as I stay within 3 seconds, there's always a chance. And now try and gap Sin and Rage as well. So don't want to give him a chance down the back straight as he might be close enough to get slipstream. I don't think I'm quite close enough to Shamil for slipstream as well. You can see Tapan is cool, has won the race, who I raced with in season 15 in F2. So nice to be back with him again. And now 6th gear coming out to the this corner. turning a bit too early. I've hit the inside curve. That's a massive bit of oversteer. I've gone extremely wide there. Not hit the wall, luckily. It's in a rage, just taken up position. But I've got, because of the effectively the F1 2010 line, I've managed to get a pretty good exit, which I'll take. And now he's going to go defensive. But I'm at the, he's not going to go defensive, sorry. He's going to stand outside on the inside of the last corner. Just about keeping it on the inside, trying to force him out and take that position back into 8th place. And Shamil is going to cross the line for 7th. I'm going to cross the line for 8th with no penalties. And that's actually 7th place because Shamil did have a penalty. I think he had 2 penalties actually. So yeah, I managed to recover 7th, which I think is very good from where I started from. So you can see Tapan has won the race, Totti in 2nd place for the 2nd race in a row, and Pickles, who won Australia, is in 3rd place. So it's the same podium, but just in a different order. You see Riley Boy is going from 10th to 4th. Very well done to him. Iron Weasel 5th, Kezamodo 6th, and myself in 7th. So 5th, 6th, and 7th all staying where we started. And now that has been a very good recovery drive, I think. I've got the pace definitely to fight for podiums later in the season, but this race didn't go my way. But still, 7th is a good recovery. So I hope you've enjoyed this race, this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. This is Joe White 3, and I will see you next time.